Hello and welcome back to Throttle Thrasher. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make these bikes watertight. Unfortunately, if you haven't seen my other video already, go and check it out. But these bikes suffer with the water. They don't like the rain. They don't like sitting in water. They don't like being kept out of garages, under covers, that sort of thing, etc. Basically, along the short of it is, the problem is the fuse boards, which you've got three of here, here, and here. Basically, they're not very watertight, so unfortunately water gets all in underneath these connectors, and then obviously sits on the fuses. The fuses are starting to corrode, which means things aren't working, so you lose your starter. I've lost the ABS in the past. I've lost the starter button, the fuel pump engaging, loads of things, and obviously that's because it's all controlled by the fuse boards. Like I say, they're corroding. You're not getting signals through the fuses. So today, I'm going to show you how to fix that and stop it from happening. I've already done this once before, and when I did it the first time, I didn't use grease like I've got today, so it's happened again. So I'm basically going to show you how to do it properly and stop this problem from happening and stop the fuse boards from corroding. All I've done this morning is gone out and bought some copper grease. Nothing special, can use that for everything. It's good for electrics. It's ideal to have. Got some 25 amp fuses, some 10 amp fuses, and what are these? 15 amp fuses, which are all the fuses that this bike uses. I've got 10 of each, so what I'm going to do is, well, I'm just going to replace every fuse and make it watertight, and I'll show you the process as I do it. Basically, it's quite a time-consuming process because you've got to do one connector at a time. But like I say, in this video, I'll just show you how to do it properly. If this is useful, please give a like, thumbs up, subscribe. It really helps me out to know whether this stuff is worth doing. But yeah, let's just cut the bullshit, get straight to the video, and I'm going to show you how to solve this problem today. Like I said a minute ago, this bike has 3 fuse boards. So you've got this one, which is like your main fuses. That would sit in the bike like that. So you've got your like starter button, fuel pump, ABS and speedo, then lights, indicators, horns, that sort of thing on the end ones. I'm not sure what every single one of these ones individually does inside of here. Not quite explored every single one. You can see even around the edge is really dirty in these, so it's clear water's getting in. I'm going to show you how to basically pull every connector out the bottom today, put grease in there and put new fuses back in. So I think the easiest thing to start, all you're going to need to do this to get the connectors out is, I should be using a skinny little flathead screwdriver, but unfortunately I took it home last night by accident, so I've got a tiny little Phillips. But if you're doing this properly, like I say, you want a tiny little flathead screwdriver. So all you got to do is go in, open up obviously your fuse board. I'm starting with this one. Take out whatever fuse you're doing. So like I say, I'm doing one fuse at a time so I don't get confused. I know these are all 10s, but that's the easy bit. Like you see under here, all the wires are different, so I only take out one connector at a time so I can remember the exact slot it goes back in. So these will obviously go in the bin, so we chuck that. And then it's really hard to show you, but if you basically go in the top of the fuse, you'll see a little plastic catch inside of there that's pushing against the connector. All you've got to do is pop the flathead, crosshead, whatever you're using, against that little catch and push it outways like that. And then that allows you to pull your connector out. So obviously that's one little connector for the fuse. I have already had these out, sanded them off, cleaned all the pitting off. All I am going to do is gonna get me copper grease open, and then just gonna give it a little dunk in there. That is literally all I'm doing. Scrape any excess off, because obviously you don't need shitloads on there, because I am going to be dipping the fuses as well. Just a nice little coverage on there, and then all I'm going to do is just pop it back in. You'll see they can only go back in one way. There's literally like, these connectors are in the shape of a U, and the bottom of the holder is like the shape of a U, so it's, you know, pretty idiot proof. Pop it back in, you'll feel it click, and then it won't come back out anymore. So that's one connector done. At the end, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come along with copper grease again, and I'm going to fill all the bottoms of these connectors with copper grease so that no water can get in again. And then hopefully that will solve the problem sort of more long term. Not expecting it to solve this problem forever, but it would be nice if it resolved the problem for a little while. So I'll show you with another one. There we go. You push the little catch to the side, connector pops out, dip my connector in my copper grease. Lovely. Give it a little swisheroony. Absolutely beautiful. Like I say, and then gonna just pop it back in. I'm not going to obviously show you every single fuse on the whole bike because it would make this a very long video. So I'm just going to show you an example for now and show you a few examples throughout with the different fuse boards. So that is now one set in, ready for a fuse. So then I'm just going to open my fresh pack of 10 fuses. Like I say, I'm replacing every single fuse. So there's my fresh 10. And then all I'm going to do is dip the fresh 10 in the copper grease, give it a nice coating all the way up to the top without being like excessive, obviously, because, you know, well, more the merrier, I guess, you know, keep the water out. And then I'm literally just gonna slot my fuse back in where it belongs. And that is that. That is basically the process you're gonna do and repeat, and then gonna move on. I know that one's being done, so I'm starting from the right hand side. So then I know that I'm on the pink connector next, like I say, one at a time so you don't lose your place. In, to the side, and ooh, it's a very, very fiddly job, especially when you start using grease. Connectors out, little dunkaroony, get her in there, get her nice and greased up and lubed up, boys. Oh yeah, oh that is, oh, now that is a greasy one. Ooh. Damn. Slip her back in, feel the click, Bob's your uncle. We move on to the next one. Like I say, this once you get going, this isn't actually too long of a process. It's just because you've got 3 fuse boards to do. So yeah, I think the most time, or the annoying bit and fiddly bit, is just getting these little connectors out. It's like I say, usually you'd want to use a flathead screwdriver and do it properly, but unfortunately I stupidly left mine at home. Right, so I've got the first fuse board done. All of those have been greased, put back in. All I'm going to come and do at the end is I'm going to fill all of these holes with copper grease. I know it's a bit excessive, but like I say, I've fixed this once before and it's happened again. So as an extra precaution, I'm literally going to fill every single one of these holes, like ram them full with grease. And then obviously clean off the wire and that, so it's not all going everywhere under there. The first 4 fuses are done on the main little fuse box. So like I say, I'm moving on to the next one now. These are just on like poppers, pop off. You might need a pair of pliers as well if you're doing this job, because these ones are a bit of a pain in the ass to get out sometimes. So, don't know if you can see that, but if you can, then you'll see the corrosion and shit on there. Hence why we're doing this. So like I say, I'm going to do a fuse at a time again, because some of these are different. Some of them are 15, some of them are 25. So like I say, I'm going to do one at a time. It's the same principle with getting these ones out. You just want to find which wire obviously you're trying to get out, and then like I say, same process again. Move the little plastic catch out of the way and that will pop out. Bob's your uncle. There she is. I did sand this the other day. I'll show you briefly. It's not perfect. Like I say, I tend to fold the sandpaper so I can get in between the crack, and then like I say, it's just a case of literally sanding any crap off from in the middle and around the edges as best you can. You might not have to do this on all of them, just do it on the particularly bad ones. But even if you've not experienced any of these problems yet, this is a job, like I say, I literally would do now. Like, not obviously right this second, but if you've got the spare money and you've got the time at the weekend and you've got one of these bikes but not had any of these problems yet, I would recommend just going, buying some grease, maybe replacing the fuses because you don't know what yours are going to look like, or have a look at your fuses first, and then just do this and get it done so you don't have to worry about it. This should stop the problem from even happening. Well, I know we're coming into the summer soon, so it shouldn't happen as much, but it's just little things, like even from washing the bike and these fuses getting water on them, the water's then sitting in there and corroding. So it's just worth doing this straight away, like I say, because I've had 12 messages this winter with people having the same issues, if not more now. Since dropping the message on Sunday, I've actually had more messages with people having the same issues. So 100% this is something you want to do to your Zontes. I ain't no mechanic, so you know I'm not I'm not claiming to be, but this bike hasn't been to a garage once since owning it, other than for new tyres. Everything that's been done to this bike has been done by yours truly. There's probably some people laughing at home going, yeah, that's probably why the fuck is fuck mate. But yeah, fuck you. I'm not going to film all of this. I'll just do the first fuse for you, and then you'll see what it's the same anyway, regardless of which fuse box you're on. It's just these ones are a little bit more difficult to do because like that's just all the wires next to each other. These ones go like back and crossover, so you just want to make sure you're getting out the right connector each time. Dippy dippy. Ooh, dippy dippy. Fuck me, a bit too much dippy dippy. Ah. Hello. Lots and lots like jelly dots. You know, good to keep a rag on you whilst you're doing this. Or if you've got money, unlike me, just buy some rubber gloves so you don't get covered in grease and shit. If you're one of those little wusses that don't like getting grease in them. It's a daily occurrence for me, unfortunately. I'm used to it. I don't own nice clothes anymore, they're all fucking ruined. Like I say, put it in, wait for the click. Bob's your uncle. What have we just taken out? We've taken out a 25. So, nice fresh pack of 25s. Ah. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so weak, bro. I'm so weak. Look at these little chicken wings. I can't even open a fucking pack of fuses, bro. Fuck my little chicken wings. Need to start going to the gym. Comment if you agree. I've got tiny little chicken wing arms. I need to go to the gym. That kind of encouragement will really help me. Dippy dippy, dip your fuse. Like I say, and I've said a few times, the reason I'm doing it one at a time is so I don't get muddled up between the fuses. Obviously, if you're happy enough to remember where every single fuse goes and what's a 10, what's a 15, what's a 25, then, you know, save yourself some time, whip all the fuses out, whip all the connectors out, and just do it all at once. But if you don't want to risk it, and you've got time on your hands, just do it one at a time. I highly recommend that. Yeah, that one's starting to corrode as well. Like, I'll show you with the camera quick. Like, as you can see, like, hold on, sorry, I'm trying to focus it. You can see the amount of shit and dirt that literally gets inside of these fuse boxes. Right, as you've probably seen in that last little time lapse, obviously I've done all 3 fuse boards now. The only thing I've got to do is obviously go along and fill all those holes underneath with grease just to stop the water getting up and under again. Once I fill all them with grease, I'll go around and clean the edges up so that grease isn't going all under here when I put it back together. But just to show you, obviously, that the copper grease is fine for the electrics and everything. Like I said a minute ago, this wire, you want to put some copper grease in. I haven't yet because I put the tank back on and wondered why I didn't have, nothing was coming on, and then realised this one red wire is very important. You literally, the bike won't turn on and do anything without this red wire. With it starting to corrode, I'd pull this apart and put some copper grease on there, because you can see, like I say, it's literally started to corrode already. Right, yeah, so that's popped back in, and then yeah, just to show you, say, grab my keys, where are my keys? Check them out. Check them out. Obviously the fuel gauge and stuff is flashing because that's not connected or anything. I just chucked the tank on loosely for now. But like you see, everything's working. Bike turns over. Won't start because there's no petrol in it, obviously, and the fuel line's not connected or anything like that. But yeah, just to show you that the copper grease is good for electrics. Right, thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. For those that have, all I've got left to do to this is just put grease underneath where the connectors go in, like I said about, just to make them more watertight. Yeah, please give a like, subscribe, comment. Just, yeah, like I say, it lets me know where lets me know whether this is, you know, worth doing and it's stuff that people want to see. Let me know if there's anything you do want to see particularly, or that I can help with. Like I said, I'm not a fucking qualified mechanic, but you know, I try my best, and I know this bike pretty well now. I've had it for a year, so we've been through a lot together. But yeah, moving on. If you would have noticed, and you've got a keen eye on you, I'm wearing a lot of Trust No One merch. Trust No One is a motorcycle clothing accessory brand that me and my girlfriend have just partnered up with because she's a photographer. Basically, if you go in the description, I'll put a link to their website along with my discount code ThrottleThrasher10, all in capitals. They make sick hoodies with like your own custom Instagram name on there. They've got balaclavas in multiple colours, which are really nice fitting, go under the helmets nicely. No face, no case, ideal for that. T-shirts are sick. This is my favourite one by far. I've got this in a few different colours. Yeah, really highly recommend them. Really good quality. Little tip, if you're getting a hoodie, I recommend sizing up because they're really thick and warm. So it seems to come down in size a little bit. So upsize on the hoodies. Yeah, I highly recommend the chest bags as well. These chest bags are absolutely sick. Really comfy. I'm going to put it on for you because it's exciting. Oh yeah, these chest bags. I'm so excited to use this in the summer. So excited. Look at that. Woo. Boom. But yeah, no, happy. Check them out in the description. Like I say, my link, my discount code's there, and a link to their website. These are £18 with my discount code, so you literally can't go wrong with it. If you're sick of carrying a rucksack on a motorbike like I am, then these are the way to go. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Throttle Thrasher out.